I remember when I saw the Game of Thrones finale, I thought to myself, this is the worst finale I've ever seen. And I tried to think to myself, how could something be worse than this? Like, if the White Walkers killed everybody, that would have been better. If, like, there was a Disney ending, Jon Snow married Dany and they lived happily ever after, that would have been better. But they ended it with, like, the lamest, cheesiest, most horrible decisions that I'd ever seen. And I thought that that was the worst. I thought that was the worst you could do to an otherwise good TV show and just drive it into the ground. But I was wrong. I was very, very wrong because it's been topped. This is the single worst season finale I think I've ever seen. And it might as well be a finale to the whole show because it more or less resolved everything. I don't even really know what season three is going to be about. So I've been wanting to do a video, but there's just so much shit to cover. I wasn't really sure how to go with it. So I put up a full hour and 20-minute video where I go through the whole episode, talk about why it sucks, talk about why the individual parts suck, talk about why the entire thing is just a massive disaster. But I don't know if in this video I really kind of summarized the points very well. So, why does Yellowjackets season 2 finale suck so hard, and why is it a mess? So, there's a couple things that contributed to the disaster. There was the writer's strike. There was they were trying to rush it out to get it out in time for the Emmys. There was supposed to be a 10th episode that got completely cut. The biggest thing, though, is they wanted to appease the fan base. And their fan base is mostly social justice people, liberals, that kind of thing. Even more so than a lot of other TV shows. And so part of that was they couldn't have evil female characters. So they had to retcon a whole bunch of stuff that happened in season one and basically hit the reset button on a bunch of people's characters. So season one had one of the twists at the end of season one was that Taisha was actually evil the whole time, that she was part of this cult, that she had sacrificed her dog as part of a thing to get elected, and that she was kind of this unstoppable force that was going to become a big politician in America and maybe spread the influence of the cult that worships the god of the wilderness. In season two, however, it's revealed that this was not like the case at all, that she actually had a split personality the whole time. She wasn't actually evil. She had no agency. She wasn't selling her soul to the devil to get elected. She was just a complete and total victim. She wasn't like one of the show's main villains. The second thing that they retconned was Lottie. Now, Lottie was set up very strongly to be the big bad in season one. She was the schizophrenic who had the most strong connection to the god of the wilderness. And she, more or less, after Laura Lee left, converted everybody to worship of it, and they started making sacrifices to it and stuff like that. And at the end of season one, Natalie gets kidnapped by members of her cult. They could not make Lottie the big bad, though. I thought she started some Illuminati-esque organization who was taking control of America from behind the scenes or gradually gaining power. I thought it was going to be something cool like that, but it's just some hippie cult where they live together on a commune and they wear purple and they make honey and grow vegetables and stuff. And it's like some therapy retreat. It's just super lame because she was built up to be this religious, this evil prophet that this powerful demonic entity was pumping charisma and knowledge of the future and all this other stuff into her. And that she and maybe Taisha were working together to gain power. And that was just thrown out. It just goes back to Lottie as a poor victim. Oh, she's a poor baby little bird. she was a good girl. She didn't do nothing. And then like in the past segments, Lottie like stops becoming their leader, and Natalie becomes their leader. And it was being very strongly set up in season one that they were going to split into like two tribes. There was going to be like the tribe who worshiped the god of the wilderness, and the tribe who didn't. And I think that was being set up. And they even say in the beginning that didn't never believed in the supernatural, but in season two he believes in the supernatural. Also, it was pretty clear in season one that Lottie was the one who killed Travis, but in season two, she didn't kill Travis. It was the god of the wilderness that killed Travis, and Lottie had nothing to do with it. So, season two has no bad guy in the present, no antagonist, and no real meta plot. So, the whole present segment is just completely pointless. And in the last like 5 minutes of the last episode, they resolve all the ongoing plots, the Shauna murder investigation, the cops coming after her problems with her family. Lottie gets committed once again. I don't know, Taisha, that resolves her split personality or something. I guess she's going to go back to her political career. But basically, there's nothing left in the present timeline. It's all been 100% resolved. And so what are they going to do? I don't know. And then in the past, we had something a little interesting, but it really felt like an ass pull, where Coach Ben burns down the cabin and tries to kill them all, which seems a little bit out of character. But I guess it was like a twist, at least. It was something. It was like a surprise. I guess that's good. But Natalie becoming their leader, that didn't make any sense. Javi's death was lame. Like, Javi survived horrific circumstances to just kind of die basically like barely on screen as like, I don't know. Basically, it just took everything that was good about season one, everything that had been set up in season one, and just shit all over it, and led to this just disaster of a final episode that's poorly edited, doesn't make any sense, and retroactively destroyed every single good thing about season one. I mean, season two wasn't very good to begin with, but it just got worse and worse and worse. So I'm going to say it sucked. I have a full episode on why it sucked. I still recommend watching season one. Don't watch season two. It's garbage.